Let's get ready to story! Can you give that diabolical laugh into the microphone, Tina? Would you like to read who the person is?
Maureen McGuigan.
Wow! Now, while Maureen is slamming a shot or two, downing her wine, whatever she's doing, I'm going to read her bio. Everybody wrote wonderful bios that you can find in your pamphlet. However, because you can all read, I'm assuming, I'm going to read the first sentence of their bio and then randomly pick a sentence from this almanac. Oh, I'm sorry, encyclopedia. It's the Funk and Wagnall's new encyclopedia, LACE to MAOTS. Lace to Maots. So here we go. Maureen McGuigan is the Lackawanna County Deputy Director of Arts and Culture. That's her first sentence. And what else about her? Samuel Lover was an Irish painter, songwriter, and novelist born in Dublin. He began his career as a painter. His best-known portrait was that of the Italian violinist Niccolò Paganini. Maureen McGuigan, everybody.
Thanks, little brother, and congratulations to Zoe and her family for keeping this alive. This is awesome. As the deputy director, we always like to see people come out to the art, so thank you all for coming out. Okay, I'm not in that role tonight, though. I have to step back from my administrator hat. So this story is about my brother and my new sister-in-law, Andrea's wedding. So this was a few weeks ago, and everything was working out perfectly. And I was a bridesmaid, and for the most part, I was pretty together and on top of things. Not perfect, but pretty good. I ordered my bridesmaid dress appropriately in February, like you're supposed to, because it takes 4 months to come in. And I remember, trying on the dresses, and they didn't have a size 8, which I requested, but they had a size 6 and a size 10. Now, perhaps the size 6 was a little wishful thinking, because I couldn't even get that, really zipped up too far. But the size 10 was a little big. So I followed the Goldilocks philosophy and ordered the 8, because I figured that would be just right. So, time goes on and the wedding is approaching, and somehow I didn't actually pick up my dress. I think my brother was doing me a favor because he was getting some other dresses. But being a busy arts administrator who sometimes doesn't have time to wash her dishes for weeks at a time, we couldn't quite make the exchange until about 2 weeks before. And of course, I didn't immediately try the dress on. So it's about a week before the wedding, and I'm like, maybe I should try that on. So I try on my beautiful, perfect plum dress, strapless, and it doesn't go all the way up. So I'm like, well, that's okay. That usually happens with these dresses. I'll just have to suck everything in and get some help. So I forget it. I'm perfectly confident that this is all going to work out. It's going to be beautiful. So now it's the day of the wedding. And again, it's a perfect June day. Everything's going to be lovely. Everybody looks great. And I'm getting ready. And I have the same problem. So I'm still hopeful. I'm like, okay, if I just breathe in a little more and I just, try to reshape my body real quick. And then my date, Sean, very kindly, I said, could you just help me pull the dress up? He tries again, again. Finally, we get a pliers out. I'm over the table, still not working. So now I'm practically in tears. This is my brother's wedding. How could I be wearing a dress that doesn't fit? So in the meantime, it's like an hour to the ceremony, and I still have to pick up one of my best friends, Alicia, so we have to drive to her house, and my dress is hanging open, and I'm like, maybe we just need teamwork. But she's getting dressed, but her friend is there, so he's helping us now. So now I'm over the table, over the chair, I'm bending this way, I'm ruining my internal organs because I can't possibly, and of course the predictable happens, the zipper breaks. So here I am in my plum with my makeup running, I'm practically in tears, and so luckily my good friend Alicia is a jewelry maker. So she whips out these really cool squarish pins, and they pin me up. but now I look like I'm going to a 1981 Sex Pistols wedding. So I'm like, this is really embarrassing. I pride myself on being an administrator and doing everything right. But there's nothing I can do. So Alicia hands me a wrap, and we head out into the 98-degree weather in my brown sweater, covering my perfect plum dress, and I'm just feeling terrible. I'm like, this is so irresponsible. All the other bridesmaids are gonna be perfect, which they were, and here I am. So we get there, and I have my punk pins in my sweater, and there's nothing I can do. So I put on a smile, and I walk down the aisle, a little nervous, a little sheepish, and I finally get to the point where you can actually turn around so no one can see your back, and I let loose, and a couple pins did pop. But no one could see them. And then Connor and Andrea, his now wife, my now sister-in-law, read their vows. And you know what? It was so beautiful and so honest and so real that I thought, imperfections are what make great stories and great marriages, like my dad is often fond of saying. So when I thought of that, for the rest of the reception, after it was all over, I pulled off my wrap and I stood with pride with my pins popping open and my zipper broken, and I celebrated the important things in life, which is the marriage of two people who are made for each other. So thank you very much.
You son of a goddamn, God, you son of a, you daughter of a. That was my sister. Judges, I'm just saying. Just saying. Last time my mother was part of it, now it's my sister. Next time my father, then we'll get Aunt Pat in from New York.